my friends, I'm just a little late with my weekly schedule, but as it usually goes this time of year, there's always last minute work to get out, last minute shopping and all kinds of last minute arrangements to be made. I'd prepared 3 videos for this week, but because life has its own schedule, I have now decided to combine 2 of the videos into one, and my last video before Christmas will have nothing to do with Meghan Markle and her handbag. I promise. But this one does, so let's jump right in. In today's video, we'll be doing less investigating, although I shall continue with the investigations and sharing of info as soon as Christmas is over. Like most of you may have noticed, I do like the occasional chat or rant, and that is what we'll do today. Today, I'll be addressing some of the questions I've received and share my opinion and subsequent answers with the rest of you. One of the interesting email I received is from V and pertains to Archie. Okay, V wrote, "Once upon a time there was a prince meeting an allegedly beautiful woman who kissed him and at once changed into a frog. Somehow she convinced him to use a surrogate to produce the children to get sure it will be done in time. On his development from prince to frog to handbag, he said yes to everything. How they found Archie's real mother, I really do not know. Are there agencies for that sort of thing? Perhaps. So a surrogate was found, and I'm sure she was checked not only on her physical health, but also on her mental health. So when she got pregnant with Archie, I imagine her getting irritated, exactly like us, when she saw the coat flicking and the straddling of the moon bump. So what I believe is, and if it's true, it explains everything of what was coming next. She became emotionally attached to baby Archie, and I think my subscriber is talking about the surrogate now. And at the time, she got so disgusted in Meghan and started to think that one normal, healthy person cannot trust this horrible person with a child. The royal family became aware of the surrogate situation, perhaps via MI5, and became desperate. How should they react? They were placed between a rock and a hard stone. They could not betray that the baby was in the belly of the surrogate while Meghan played the most pregnant woman in the world. And they could not go on as usual because the whole world was watching. And a lot of us were suspecting that we were lied to and played at. So they planned the Megxit very, very carefully. When baby Archie arrived, the real mother, aka the surrogate, could not give up the precious little boy to a psychopathic mother. She must have been more aware of how dangerous Meghan is, more than we, watching folk from afar. Imagine you are carrying the child and the egg donors stepping in high heels to a billionaire shower while the dresses got tighter and tighter, and the embryonic movements of feminism and. Because of the legal system in Great Britain, she could not be coerced by law to give up Archie. She must have been the very first of us who must have had doubts about the mental condition of Meghan. So she did what every one of us would have done. She kept baby Archie. She could not give him to Meghan. I would not trust her with a dog or a cat, so much less with a really beautiful small child. Handbag and his princess couldn't believe it, and I'm sure are still hoping that Archie will be given to them. Meanwhile, they play it by ear and are lent Archie for photos now and then. And then the subscriber goes on to ask me about my opinion. Okay, so my reply to my subscriber obviously incorporated my opinion. And here is what I replied. I think we are more or less all right about Archie. I've since found a lot of information on Meghan and her family and connections prior to getting her claws into Harry. A lot of it of which I cannot publish. But one thing I do not have absolute proof on is the Archie situation. Here is what I believe, which is very similar to what you believe. Remember, I'm replying to my subscriber. I think Meghan pretended to be pregnant before the wedding, and that is why the wedding was so rushed. Remember, Eugenie had to postpone her planned wedding so that Harry could get married first. Then Meghan pretended to have a miscarriage, so after the wedding, she used the miscarriage as a reason for them to use a surrogate. I believe that the arrangements were made privately and without the knowledge of the royal family. I believe they used an attorney and that the owner of Apothecary, remember I've done a video on that, arranged for the surrogate and that the surrogate was somewhere from the Middle East, Dubai, Iran, Pakistan, or one of those countries. I did a video on it called something like, Will the Goddess of Truth Tell Us? I believe William found out about the surrogacy via MI5. Remember, he spent some time with MI5 during Meghan's pregnancy. So by the time the royal family found out, they had already announced the pregnancy. I think that after Archie's birth, there was a period in which the normal legal route took its time. In the UK, the biological parents have to adopt the baby anyway. So in that time, Harry and Meghan were too afraid to show Archie's real face, as they were advised by legal counsel not to, as something could still go wrong, and the surrogate could still change her mind. Which is also why they chose somebody from the Middle East, or a Muslim woman, as it would be more unlikely that she would do that, as being a single mother and a Muslim could ruin her future and life. So they photoshopped and used dolls. However, I do believe something went wrong, but I do not think it was on the side of the surrogate. I think it is something else. Maybe Meghan was aggressive towards the baby. Or maybe she said she was unable to bond with the child. I have no idea what could have happened, but something did. I thus do not think Archie is in their full-time care. I think he's being cared for mostly by someone else, appointed by the royal family to do so, and that Harry and Meghan have visitation, and therefore they can pull him out for a photo shoot every now and then. I heard that Meghan and Harry just got paid a huge amount of money for a photo shoot for People magazine, and I cannot wait for those specs, because there was a leaked spec, and the child in the picture does not look like the Archie we have seen before. I am aware that there are people looking into all these things at the moment, particularly because of Prince Andrew's links to Nygaard and Mr. E. So maybe we'll know more. We'll never know it all, but maybe we will know more in the new year. Personally, I think the bubble is going to burst soon, and that there's going to be a massive fallout with regards to all of this. And I think we are going to be very surprised by what we are going to hear. And that is my take on the Archie scenario. Okay, so that was a question and an email from one of my subscribers calling herself V, and that was my honest, no holds barred reply and sincere opinion. So let's delve into some more of the email I've received, and let's see what I can reply to all of that. So the next email is from A. It appears that the ownership of Clever Brands was transferred to Hannah Mendoza on the 17th of December. Roger Thingy was the sole owner before that date. But what is it with these people that they just fall in line behind MM? No doubt they would say that this was always in the pipeline, but it seems to me that it is to cover up all MM's BS. Okay, now I'm not going to read my reply to A as her email continued, and my email also then consists of more personal conversation, etc., etc., but let me quickly give you my opinion. To start off with, let me tell you what I know about Hannah Mendoza. Hannah Mendoza is the co-founder of Clever Brands, and obviously now, after the 17th of December, the sole owner of Clever Brands. But she was raised in Buckinghamshire and is believed to have been privately educated. However, more interesting, her father is Mark Mendoza, an advertising veteran and former chief executive of some media company. Now, interestingly, let's just quickly jump to Harry and Meghan's latest, or Archwell Foundation's latest story. It is said that Harry and Meghan, or then Archwell's, first venture into charity would be with the World Central Kitchen. Now, I've looked up World Central Kitchen, so whatever I'm saying henceforth is not a reflection on that organization. They have been doing marvelous work. The World Central Kitchen is a non-profit, non-governmental organization devoted to providing meals in the wake of natural disasters. And from what I can find, they have been very good at it. It was founded in 2010 by celebrity chef Jose Andres. But who is Jose Andres? From what I can find, he's a self-made man, very hard worker, and as the founder of World Central Kitchen, he should surely be commended for all his efforts and hard work. However, on the other side of the coin, he has created dozens of restaurants under his Think Food group and has a net worth of $50 million. Now, that is where I am starting to question Harry and Meghan's motives. Please don't get me wrong. I am not questioning Jose Andres, and I have no issue with Hannah Mendoza or the Clever brand. I don't know the brand at all. I have no opinion on the actual product. Anyway, what I'm getting from this, and this is where I'm questioning Harry and Meghan, is why did Meghan invest in Clever brands per se when Hannah Mendoza is clearly not someone who actually needs Meghan's investment? She's not really someone who needs Meghan's money at all. Yes, Meghan's brand, Meghan's name, etc. will most likely uplift the business or help grow the business, even if initially it is just out of curiosity. But Hannah Mendoza, as an individual, does not need Harry or Meghan's money. And the same goes for Jose Andreas. Now, they are busy building, I'm talking about World Central Kitchen, they are busy building structures in 4 or 5 different countries. And yes, one cannot expect Mr. Andreas to fund all of that. And I'm sure that donations would be welcome and would help them in their efforts. However, once again, why this particular charity? Why? When it's already headed by someone worth 50 million. And I was thinking about this while I was lying in the bath, and it actually came to me that when it comes to people with ambition, be it political ambition or be it ambition to be extremely wealthy, the first thing they would do is to surround themselves with wealthy or very, very rich people, or then people with a certain amount of social standing. And that, my friends, is what I think Harry and Meghan's motivation is or was when they got involved with Clever Brands and with World Central Kitchen. I do not for 1 minute think that they got involved in these 2 places or organizations to actually really help out. I think they tied their names or themselves to World Central Kitchen and Clever Brands because of the actual people behind it. People with good social standing and people with money. And that, my dear friends, is my opinion. Now, I'm going to leave it here for now. There's still many email, and I think what I will do is my next video will not be about Meghan or Harry or even the royals, because I have something on my heart which I would like to share with you, and I will do that tomorrow or at least before Christmas. And then for a day or so after Christmas, I will continue going through email and questions and my replies and my opinions. And then as we near the new year, we will go back into full mode investigations and looking at their background and their past and whatever else they're busy with or involved in. So for now, I'm saying goodbye. If you don't listen to me again before Christmas, Merry Christmas to you all. I hope and wish you a lot of love and a lot of fun. And I'll see you back on the next one. Bye!